Hello, I'm Rick Knight, Research Coordinator for Citizens Climate Education. Carbon Fee and Dividend. It's a plan from Citizens Climate Lobby that provides a big solution to meet the scale of the climate problem in the time frame we need, while actually benefiting the economy. It puts an annually rising fee on fossil fuel carbon, but then recycles money back to households on an equal per person basis. That's the dividend part. A study we commissioned on this plan showed that even without considering the money saved by rolling back emissions that cause climate change, a majority of Americans would come out ahead, especially the poor. But statistical studies are pretty abstract. There's a need to zoom in on a particular household, your household, or anyone else's, to see how they would fare under the policy. That's why we've created the Carbon Fee and Dividend Calculator. It's an easy-to-use online tool that estimates the financial outcome for any given household under the first-year carbon fee of $15 a metric ton. It's a way to take the power of a statistical model down to the personal level. To use the calculator, you'll need to be able to supply 7 key pieces of information. You'll need the number of adults in your household, the number of children, your annual household income to the nearest thousand, your zip code, what type of home you live in, a house, apartment, condo, townhouse, the number of vehicles your family drives, and the type of energy used to heat your home, natural gas, electricity, oil, propane. It will also be useful, but not essential, to know what your average monthly costs are for gasoline, electricity, and home heating, if you heat with something other than electricity. So those are optional adjustments to make the results more accurate. Okay, so let's take it for a ride. We'll run the tool for a pretend family. We start at the CCL website. Go to the menu bar and click our climate solution, and then click on the basics of carbon fee and dividend. When that page opens up, scroll down a bit, and here on the right side you can see calculate the impact of carbon fee and dividend on your budget. That's the link to the calculator. You click on the button that says estimate my impact, and that opens up the calculator page. That opening page just states the purpose of the calculator and has a reminder of what carbon fee and dividend is all about. To move on, click the Get Started button. That takes you to the second screen, which says, tell us a little bit about your household. This asks for the first 3 inputs, the number of adults. Let's click here and select 2. Then the number of minors. Let's say this pretend family has 1 kid, so click here and select 1. And then the household income, which you enter by moving this slider bar. The default is $55,000, but let's say this family has a household income of $45,000. So move the slider right here. There you have it, $45,000. Also note there are explanatory links between each one of these data entry points, labeled Explain This. So if you click that, it gives you a little idea about why that data is being requested, a little more information. Now, let's click Next to move on. The next screen asks for zip code, which you have to type into this box here. So this family lives in Chicago, Illinois, and their zip is 60606, which I'll type in. So our family, let's say they live in a townhouse. So click here, and you can see the selection types. Click on townhouse, duplex, or other attached housing. Next, put in the number of vehicles the family drives. Let's say they have 1 car. So click here and select 1. Finally, the kind of fuel used to heat your home. Their townhouse has gas heat, which is a default, natural gas. but click here and you can see some of the other selections. We'll stay with natural gas and click Next. That triggers the calculator to make its first estimate. Then that screen fades and opens another screen that has 3 more sliders. The default numbers you see are the ones estimated by the model for a typical household with this size, income, location, and so on. But if you have the numbers for your actual gasoline costs and your actual utility bills averaged over a year, you can make these adjustments to get a more accurate result. So let's say this family has a pretty efficient car, so their gasoline only runs about $150 a month rather than the $190. You grab the button on the slider, move it down to $150. You can also type the number into the box if you prefer. So now let's click Show Results. And here is the results screen. The monthly after-tax dividend for this family is $67 based on the number of adults and children and their marginal expected tax rate. The monthly cost that they bear due to the carbon fee that's passed down to them as consumers comes to $46. So their net benefit per month is $21 a month. That's the amount that their dividend exceeds their costs due to the carbon fee. You can click How is this number calculated to see a little bit more detailed explanation. If you want to run a different household, go down to Start Over. You can learn more about the carbon fee and dividend, and if somebody wants to join CCL, they can click this link right here to join. A little further down, there is a link where you can print the results because don't forget, CCL does not store these data. And you can also share the calculator link to Facebook, Twitter, or an email message. So now, how should we think of using this tool? Besides using it to estimate your own family's results, there are some other ways you can use the calculator. For example, it will be handy to answer questions from friends or family, attendees at a tabling event or presentation, or potential supporters who need a clearer idea of how the policy works. It can be used to create case studies for households in a particular town or congressional district. It can also be used to find out how certain lifestyle changes or investments, like buying a hybrid vehicle, installing a high-efficiency furnace, or even putting up solar panels, will affect your bottom line under the policy. So that's the quick tour of the carbon fee and dividend calculator. I hope you find it useful, and thanks for watching.